Hello dear students. So today we are going to learn a new name reaction, that is courteous reaction. So let us start our topic with the courteous reaction. So as we can see that the courteous rearrangement principle, the courteous rearrangement is thermal decomposition of carboxylic acid to produce a isocyanate. Okay, so these intermediates may be isolated or their corresponding reaction on hydrolysis products may be obtained. Suppose if we are having a RCOCl group like this, now when it is reacted with the sodium azide, it will converted into the carboxylic derivative of a azide group. Now when we are going to heat of this product, the nitrogen gas will be evolved and you are having a isocyanate product. Now when we are doing with the reaction of H2O, it will converted into the RNH2 with the removal of the CO2 as a gas. Now let us understand by its mechanism. Suppose if you are having RCOCl group over here, when we are reacting with the azide group, Na and Cl will be removed from here. So here we are having R, C oxygen minus charge, N3 over here, Cl over here. So now this negative charge will make a bond over here. It will make a C double bond O and Cl will be removed from the reaction material. So here we are having RCON3 group. Now that is equal to the RC double bond O, that is our resonating form. RC double bond O, nitrogen double bond N positive charge and N negative charge. So this is not stable. So it will make a bond over here. It will make a neutralization from here. So here we are having a negative charge and here we are having a positive charge. So now what will happen? This is electron that is electron deficient. Here it is electron sufficient. So it will travel from here. So that it will be the C2N migration. So here I can write down over here. This is a C2N migration reaction. Now N2 gas will be removed from the reaction material. So in the end we can have a RN double bond C double bond O. So that is our intermediate. When we are reacting with the OH2 molecule, what will happen? This bond will be broken down over here. So here we can have a negative charge. So H plus will be replaced over here. So here we are having RNH and here we are having C double OH. So now when we are doing a decarboxylation, CO2 gas will be removed from the reaction material as a neutral molecule. So in the end we can have a RNH2 group. Now this RNH2 group, let us understand. Suppose if we are having a SL azide like this and if we are removing the N2, we are producing a isocyanate. Suppose if we are reacting with the ROH molecule, let's say here we are producing N minus over here. So hydrogen will be replaced over here and here we are having OR dash. So now this is known as carbamate. Suppose if we are reacting with the H2O, we can produce a RNH2 that we have already seen in our last slide. So that is RNH2, that is amine group. When we are having R dash NH2, what will happen? H plus and NH R dash minus charge. So H plus will be attached over here and NH R dash will be attached over here. So you can produce a urea derivative. NH2CO NH2, that is our urea. Here R and R dash, that is another group. So that is why it is known as urea derivative. So now this is our courteous reaction. In courteous reaction you have to remember that RCOCl, when it is reacted with the azide group, it will converted into the RNH2. This is the scientist who discovered this rearrangement, that is courteous rearrangement. Now let us understand one more reaction, that is Somelt-Hauser rearrangement. This is the Somelt. This is a Hauser scientist. The combination of Somelt and Hauser, they had found this Somelt-Hauser rearrangement. Now let us start with its principle. So in Somelt-Hauser rearrangement, the reaction of tetra-alkyl ammonium halide. So this is our tetra-alkyl. This is our tri group. This is our fourth group. So we can say the tetra-alkyl ammonium halide. In the presence of the base via 2,3 sigma tropic rearrangement, it can produce this type of intermediate where you can find that this quaternary salt of nitrogen that is converted into the tertiary nitrogen. So now let us start with our Somelt-Hauser rearrangement. So this is our basic molecule. When we are reacting with the OH group, that is our base molecule, it will abstract one proton from here. So here proton will be removed, so you can have a negative charge. So here you can see over here, that is a nitrogen that is having a positive charge and a carbon which is having a negative charge. this type of reaction it is known as an ylide. Ylide which is having a positive negative charge that is adjacent to each other. So now let us understand one more example of ylide. Suppose this CH3 group, both are three of the group is having a CH3 group. So one of the proton will migrate over here. So here we can have a neutralization. So here we are having a negative charge. So now we can put down over here. I am putting over here one number, that is our second number, 1, 2 and 3. In BSc 6 you can have a pericyclic reaction. In pericyclic reaction there will be a sigma-tropic rearrangement. Sigma-tropic rearrangement, you have to remember that you have to give the number to the sp3 carbon. So this is our sp3 carbon. So I am giving first number over here. The first number, that is our heteroatom. So simultaneously here we are giving a second number. This is our third number. This is our second number. So now this negative charge will attach towards the third number of carbon of this molecule. So now it will disturb over here the valency. So it will make a bond over here. So now what will happen? This linkage will be broken down. So this is our intermediate. Here we are having a double bond. This is our double bond and this is our double bond. So now what will happen? This is our hydrogen and this is our CH2 group that will migrate over here. Okay, this CH2 group will migrate over here, and here we are having NCH3 CH2, that is our CH2 group. This is CH2 group will migrate over here first, then after NCH3 CH3, and this is our CH3 group. Okay, now so CH3 CH3 and CH2 group. Again in the next step what will happen? This hydrogen will make a bond over here and this will make a negative charge over here. So now this negative charge will be abstracted by one of the proton, and here we can have a CH3 group. So in the end, from the quaternary salt of nitrogen we are producing a tertiary salt of nitrogen. So that is our product. Okay, again I am explaining. So let us rub this thing over here. So I am rubbing over here. So let us take one more example of Sommelthaler, and again I am explaining you which type of reaction are you going to present. So let us start again. So here we are having a quaternary salt of nitrogen. When it is reacted, first step, that is base will abstract proton. So it will abstract proton from here. So here we are having a negative charge. Now here you can see that carbon which is having a negative charge and heteroatom which is having a positive charge. So this is known as ylide. Now this ylide, it is having a nitrogen that is having a positive charge. So that is why it is known as an ylide. So now here I am putting a number over here. Here sp3 carbon. So here sp3 carbon. So I am putting over here one number. That is our heteroatom. I am putting over one number. This is our first chain. This is our second chain. So I am putting over here second number. This is our third number. This is second number. So now what will happen? This second number negative charge will attack over here. This will make a bond over here, and this will be broken down over here. So what will happen? So this is our CH2 linkage. This is our N CH3 CH3, and this is our double bond. Here we are having hydrogen. So hydrogen bond electron will travel over here. It will make a negative charge over here. So in the end, this hydrogen will migrate over this double bond, that is CH2 minus. So it will make a CH3. So in the end, we can produce a tertiary nitrogen from the quaternary salt of nitrogen. So this is our Sommelthaler rearrangement. Suppose if we are having this type of intermediate, let's say this is our dibenzyl group, CHN positive, CH3, CH3, CH3. So what will happen? So here the tertiary quaternary salt of nitrogen, that is converted into the tertiary nitrogen by the removal of one CH2 group. So let's say, suppose if we are having CH2, so suppose this CH3 group will migrate over here. So here we can produce, this is our first benzene ring. Let's say this is our benzene ring. Here we are having CH2 group. This is our CH2 group. Okay. Now this is having a phenolic group. This is our phenolic group. Now one of these NCH3 twice group will migrate over this carbon atom. So I am putting over here CH2 phenyl and CH2 and CH3 twice. So this is application of the Sommelthaler rearrangement. Now let us take one more example for the Sommelthaler rearrangement. Suppose if you are having a CH2N positive, CH3, CH2 phenyl, CH3 group. So what will happen over here? So here the ortho position which is having substitution of CH3 group. One of the CH3 group will migrate over here, and another this group will attach over here. So here we are having a phenolic ring. This is our phenolic ring. So this is a CH group over here. Okay, this phenolic group what is attached over here. Okay, so here in this case we are having CH3 group that will migrate over here to the double bond. So this hydrogen will be removed and this phenolic group will migrate over this carbon atom. So in the end we can have a CH phenyl and CH3 CH3. So in the end examination you have to write down one or two application. So this is our second and third application you can do from your side. This is from your homework. So now let us start one more reaction, that is benzyl benzylic acid rearrangement. So now this benzyl benzylic acid rearrangement, let us understand its principle. The rearrangement of 1,2-diketone in the presence of a strong base to alpha hydroxy acid is known as benzylic acid rearrangement. Suppose if we are having, this is our known as benzylene compound. Here we are having a diketone phenyl phenyl. When we are reacting with the KOH in presence of H plus, it will produce a alpha hydroxy acid group. So now let us understand its mechanism. So this OH minus will attack one of the carbon, because oxygen is more electronegative than the carbon, it will pull electron from the carbon. So carbon which is having a positive charge and oxygen which is having a negative charge. So now this OH minus will attack over here, this is having a negative charge. Now this double bond remain as it is. So now what will happen? So this this negative charge will make a bond over here. So the valency of the carbon will be disturbed. So one of the C6H5 group will be migrate over here. So this is known as C2C migration. So benzyl benzylic acid rearrangement, that is our C2C migration reaction. So here we are producing phenyl group attached over here. So it automatically which is having a negative charge. So proton transfer over here, this proton will be transferred over here. So here we can have a C6H5 COH, that is our phenyl group, C double bond O and oxygen minus charge. So now H plus, that will be attached towards the C double O minus. So here we can produce a alpha hydroxy acid from the benzyl compound. So that is our benzyl benzylic acid rearrangement. The scientist discovered this benzyl benzylic acid rearrangement. Okay, let us understand. Suppose this is having a furan ring. Okay, here we are having a difuran ring. So when we are treating with the NaOH and H plus, what will happen? This furan group will migrate towards this carbon atom. Okay, so now which is having a oxygen minus charge. So that is having a hydroxyl group over here and C double OH group over with the same carbon atom. That is known as alpha hydroxy acidic compound. So this benzyl compound, it is converted into the alpha hydroxy acid compound. Suppose if we are having this type of compound in which we are having a diketone that is attached with this type of compound, that is a phenanthrene compound. Okay, now when we are treating with the NaOH in presence of H plus, what will happen? One of the carbon that is attached towards this cyclic atom, that will be removed and that will have a ring contraction. This 6-member ring converted into the 5-member ring, that is having the similar type of nature. This is our carbon which is having a hydroxyl group as well as the acidic group. So now that is known as alpha hydroxy acidic compound. Suppose if we are having a diketone over here, so okay, suppose if we are having a diketone in cyclohexanone, at that time the similar type of nature ring contraction will occur. So here we are having a ring contraction. Here we can see that this is having a similar type of carbon which is having a hydroxyl group as well as the carboxylic acid group. This is known as alpha hydroxy acidic compound. Okay, so this is our what we can say benzyl benzylic acid rearrangement. Now let us take last reaction of this unit, that is our Hofmann rearrangement. Now this Hofmann rearrangement, it is also known as C2N migration reaction, in which we are having a RCONH2 group. When we are treating with this Br2 and NaOH, it will produce a isocyanate again. Now this isocyanate, by the removal of the CO2 by the reaction of H2O, it will convert it into the RNH2. Now this gentleman Hofmann, who discovered this Hofmann rearrangement, now let us understand its mechanism. Suppose if you are reacting with RCONH2 with the help of the OH minus will accept one proton from here. So proton will be removed, so you can have a negative charge over here. Now in Br2 we are having a Br positive as well as the Br negative. So Br negative will be removed, but Br positive that will attack over the negative charge. So we can produce RCONHBr. It is our bromoamide. Now when we are reacting with another type of base, that is OH minus, that will abstract one proton from here. So now this nitrogen which is having a negative charge. Now this negative charge will make a band over here. So it will make a bond over here. So here we are having R, C oxygen minus double bond N, Br. So now what will happen? This oxygen will back electron from the carbon. So it will make up electron from here. Now here we are having a negative charge. Br will be removed from the reaction material. It is having a negative charge. It is insufficient. Okay. So now this sufficient carbon atom will migrate towards the deficient nitrogen atom. That is why it is known as a C2N migration. So this type of rearrangement, it is known as C2N migration reaction, where you can find the carbon will migrate towards the nitrogen. So by that way, suppose if I am writing over here R group over here, then after nitrogen atom, then after double bond C, then after double bond O. Now this is our isocyanate that we have already produced in Schmidt reaction. In Schmidt reaction, in Curtius reaction, isocyanate will be generated. Now this isocyanate can be reacted with the ROH, it will follow carbamate. If it is reacted with the H2O, it will convert to the RNH2. If it is reacted with the R-NH2, it will convert into the urea derivative. Now I am explaining about the Hofmann reaction. So in Hofmann rearrangement, what will happen when we are reacting with the H2O molecule? This isocyanate will convert into the carbamic acid. Suppose this C double bond N, as we know that nitrogen is more electronegative than the carbon, so it will pull electron from the carbon. So nitrogen which is having a negative charge. In H2O we are having H positive and OH negative. So this H positive will attach toward the nitrogen negative. So here we are having RNH, C double bond O, OH. So by the removal of the CO2 group, we can produce a RNH2. So this is our Hofmann rearrangement. Now let us understand its application. So this is application point of view from the TYBSc. So if we are having a chiral center, let's say suppose if we are having chiral center over here and we are having a CONH2 group. Now when we are treating with the Br2H2O in the presence of Hofmann rearrangement, what will happen? The chiral center will remain as it is. As you can see, this group is above the plane, this is the below the plane. In the product also we can find that it is below the plane and this is above the plane. Here you have to remove that this CONH2 group that is converted to the NH2 group. Suppose if you are having a cyclic compound like this CONH2, now carbonyl group will be removed, you are having a NH2 group. Suppose this is the structure of phthalimide. Now in the phthalimide what will happen? This linkage will be cut down over here. Here we are producing COONA and this is our CONH2 linkage. So now when we are treating with the NaOBr HCl, that is our Hofmann rearrangement. So this CONH2 group that is converted into the NH2. Okay, again if you are treating with the HCl, we can produce a orthoamino benzoic acid. Okay, so now this is the application part of the Hofmann rearrangement. So this is myself. So I have completed almost 12 reaction. So that is the end of the unit 2. You can revise and you can see the PowerPoint presentation as well as the whatever the presentation I have given you further. So in so I will try to make a Gujarati video presentation for the PowerPoint. So I will upload it soon. So let us make the note from here. In PowerPoint you will have an idea how to make a note and how to present a reaction mechanism via application. Thank you for watching it.